Ever feel like you're being pulled in a dozen different directions by your own desires? It's like there's a constant battle inside, a war for who's really in charge. You want to do the right thing, to live a life of purpose and integrity, but these powerful urges, these appetites, keep trying to take over. Today, we're going to talk about mastering those appetites. This isn't about becoming a robot or denying every good thing in life. It's about putting these desires in their proper place so they serve you instead of you serving them. It's about finding true freedom. Let's start with a big one: the appetite for pleasure. God created pleasure. A good meal, a beautiful sunset, the warmth of friendship, these are gifts. But when the pursuit of pleasure becomes the main goal of your life, it becomes a tyrant. If pleasure controls you, sin will inevitably govern you. Think about it. When we chase feel-good moments at any cost, we start compromising. We might tell a small lie, cut a corner, or indulge in something we know is harmful, all for a temporary high. The Bible warns us about this. It says that those who live according to the flesh have their minds set on what the flesh desires. Discipline is the key here. It's the muscle that keeps desire in its place. It's choosing long-term fulfillment over short-term gratification. It is saying no to the immediate impulse so you can say yes to God is best for your life. True joy isn't found in endless indulgence. It's found in a life aligned with its creator. Next up, the appetite for attention. In our social media age, this one is on overdrive. We post, we share, we check for likes, comments, and followers. It's a constant hunger for validation, for applause. But here's the danger. Craving applause will make you a slave to people's approval. You'll start tailoring your opinions, your actions, and even your beliefs to fit what the crowd wants. You become a chameleon, changing colors to please everyone, but losing your true self in the process. The moment the applause stops, your self-worth plummets. Jesus spoke directly about this. He warned against doing good deeds just to be seen by others. He said to seek a different audience, an audience of one. When you seek God's approval, above all, you are set free. You're no longer performing for a fickle crowd. You can be authentic, courageous, and stand for what's right, even if it's unpopular. Your identity is secure in His love, not in the shifting sands of public opinion. Then there's the appetite for power, the desire to be in control, to have influence, to be the one calling the shots. Power itself isn't evil. Leadership, when used to serve and build others up, is a gift. But when the hunger for power outruns your character, destruction is always the next step. We've seen it time and time again in history and even in our own communities. Someone gains authority, but they lack the integrity, humility, and self-control to handle it. They become bullies, manipulators, tyrants in their own small kingdoms. Pride goes before a fall. The Bible teaches that true strength isn't found in dominating others. It's found in self-control. It's the ability to rule your own spirit. That's the kind of strength that builds legacies, not ruins. The greatest leaders are servants first. They use their influence not to elevate themselves, but to lift others. Let's talk about the appetite for possessions. We live in a world that constantly screams, "You need more." A newer phone, a bigger house, a faster car, the latest fashion. The message is that your happiness is just one purchase away. But it's a lie. If there's something you feel you can't live without, then it owns you. You're not its master. You're its slave. You work longer hours not for your family, but for the thing. You worry about losing it, protecting it, upgrading it. It fills your thoughts and steals your peace. The antidote to this relentless greed is contentment. The Apostle Paul said he learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry. Contentment breaks the chains of materialism. It's the realization that your life does not consist in the abundance of your possessions. It's finding your ultimate treasure in God, a treasure that can never be lost, stolen, or broken. Now for a really primal one, the appetite for revenge. When someone hurts you, betrays you, or wrongs you, the flesh screams for payback. It wants to see them suffer as you have suffered. This desire for vengeance can feel so righteous, so justified, but it's a poison. Holding on to a grudge is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It eats you up from the inside, filling you with bitterness, resentment, and anger. Your mind replays the offense over and over, keeping the wound fresh. But the Spirit calls you to a higher path, a path of forgiveness. Forgiveness isn't saying what they did was okay. It's not letting them off the hook. It's releasing yourself from the burden of being their judge. It's handing the scales of justice over to God and choosing freedom for your own soul. Forgiveness is difficult, but it's the only way to break the cycle of pain and step into the liberty God has for you. Let's consider the appetite for shortcuts. We all want the easiest, fastest way to get where we want to go. We want success without the struggle, character without the testing, and victory without the battle. The world sells us get rich quick schemes and 7 easy steps to everything. But the easy path often leads to destruction. Think about it. Strength isn't built by avoiding resistance. It's built by pushing against it. Character isn't forged in comfort. It's forged in the fires of trial and obedience. God is more interested in your development than your convenience. He grows his people through the process of obedience, through the daily choices to follow him even when it's hard. The long road of faithfulness, though it may seem slow and unspectacular, is the one that leads to a destination worth reaching. Don't despise the process. It's where God is doing his most important work in you. Finally, let's address the appetite for constant stimulation. Our phones buzz, notifications pop up, and screens are always glowing. We have podcasts for our commute, music for our workout, and a video for every spare minute. We've become uncomfortable with silence. We have an endless hunger for noise, for information, for distraction. But a restless, overstimulated mind cannot hear God. The prophet Elijah found God not in the wind, the earthquake, or the fire, but in a still, small voice, a gentle whisper. How can we hear a whisper if our lives are a constant roar of noise? Silence is not empty. It's full of opportunity. It's where we can quiet our souls, process our thoughts, and actually listen. Silence is a spiritual weapon against the chaos of the world. By intentionally carving out moments of quiet, we create space to connect with God, to hear his guidance, and to find the deep peace that surpasses all understanding. Mastering these appetites isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily battle. It requires dependence on God's grace and the power of his Spirit. It's about choosing, moment by moment, to let him be the Lord of your life, not your desires. When you master your appetite for pleasure, you find true joy. When you master your appetite for attention, you find your true identity. When you master power, you find true strength. When you master possessions, you find true wealth. When you master revenge, you find true freedom. When you master shortcuts, you find true growth. And when you master stimulation, you find true peace. This is the path to a life that is truly abundant. Thanks so much for watching. If this message resonated with you, give it a like and consider subscribing for more content to help you live a life of purpose. See you in the next one.